"You come at the king, you best not miss." Dillon Brooks learned that the hard way during the 2023 NBA playoffs. As one of the league's most notorious villains, Brooks set his sights on none other than LeBron James, determined to take down the king himself.
I don't care, he's old. I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40.
What started as a trash talk battle off the court soon escalated into an intense rivalry, filled with moments that NBA fans won't soon forget.
He said, "I'm gonna give you some more, and it's gonna be fun to watch."
Stare down by Brooks, and LeBron just wouldn't return the favor.
The result? Brooks and the Grizzlies were knocked out in the first round, and Brooks faced a harsh reality when the team chose not to re-sign him. Dillon Brooks has made a name for himself with his bold trash-talking and relentless defense, often using these tactics to challenge some of the NBA's top players. While he insists that his controversial persona wasn't intentional, but rather a result of his aggressive playing style, recent actions indicate otherwise. Brooks seems to have fully embraced the role of the NBA's biggest heel, engaging in heated clashes with stars like Donovan Mitchell, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, and Draymond Green. However, he took things to another level when he targeted LeBron James. Back in 2012, long before he became the league's biggest agitator, Dillon Brooks was just a teenager watching the NBA Finals. When LeBron led the Heat to the title, Brooks tweeted a simple acknowledgement of James's greatness. "Oh, how times have changed." Over a decade later, the Grizzlies forward found himself at the heart of a fierce postseason clash with James and the Lakers. But the beef between these two players extends beyond the first round of the 2023 NBA playoffs. Here's a look at how it all started. Back in January 2021, LeBron hit a couple of clutch shots over Brooks and then taunted him with the "too small" gesture.
Davis and LeBron combining for the last 9 Lakers points. And now James got the ball in his hands the whole possession, and he'll stick another one.
LeBron's celebration was his way to get back at Brooks for a similar move earlier that night. 2 years later, the Lakers were struggling, having lost 4 of their last 5 games before facing Memphis, while the Grizzlies were riding high. Although the Lakers won that game with James scoring 23 points, his performance was shaky, hitting just 8 of 21 shots and 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. Brooks attributed LeBron's poor shooting to a specific defensive strategy he used on him.
He doesn't want to go left. I was just making him go left all game. And then he would settle when he would pass the ball. And that's what I then play physical with him, continuously bump him all the time. And don't let him take easy shots.
Then came the postseason. The Grizzlies were locked into the number 2 seed in the Western Conference playoffs. Meanwhile, the Lakers, who had only lost 5 games in the season's final month after the All-Star break, had to compete in the play-in tournament. Ahead of the Lakers' game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which would decide Memphis's first-round matchup, Brooks started provoking seriously.
But I wouldn't mind playing LeBron in a 7-game series. The legacy's there. First time back in the playoffs, knock them out right away in the first round.
If it wasn't personal before, it certainly was now. After the Lakers defeated the Timberwolves, Brooks got his wish. But as they say, be careful what you wish for. The first notable moment occurred in Game 1 when LeBron decided to play his own mind games with Brooks and Grizzlies coach Taylor Jenkins. Did James learn the secret to defeating the Grizzlies? Probably not, but the Lakers did win the series opener, with LeBron dropping 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. Game 2 took the beef up a notch. James hit a fadeaway jumper over Brooks during a Lakers run in the second half, then fired off some trash talk in his direction. Both players exchanged some words, with Brooks clapping in James's face as the NBA's all-time scoring leader continued to yell at him in front of the Los Angeles bench. But it was Brooks who got the last laugh that night, staring down James after drilling a few clutch three-pointers late in the game. He finished with 12 points in the win, making 5 of 14 shots from the field. James, on the other hand, dropped a game-high 26 points and grabbed 12 rebounds. Despite Brooks being his primary defender, James shot an impressive 61.1% from the field and 42.9% from beyond the arc. It's certainly a bold decision to stare down one of the best players in NBA history the way Brooks did, but he's more than good with it. Following his clutch performance, Brooks didn't hold back when answering questions about his altercations with James throughout the game.
I don't care, he's old. You know what I mean? I was waiting for that. I was expecting him to do that game 4, game 5. He wanted to say something when I got my 4th foul. He should have been saying that earlier on. But, you know, I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40.
And this is where the feud really ignited. You want to know what LeBron dislikes the most? It's probably being called old.
Bit, yeah. You know, he's not at the same level as he was when he was on Cleveland, when he won championships, Miami. You know, I wish I got to see that. You know what I mean? It would have been a harder task. But, you know, I'm playing with what I got, you know.
Brooks revealed that James called him dumb for picking up his 4th foul, which forced him to sit out early in the 3rd quarter. So Brooks felt compelled to fire back.
I just let him know that, you know, you can't take me one-on-one. You know, you haven't. You can go look at the film. He doesn't really take me one-on-one until that moment. Then when he got subbed out, he was tired. So I did my, you know, when I'm on that floor, you're just another player to me. I don't care who you are. You're just 6'8", 270 pounds, and you're a basketball player.
Brooks having the audacity to challenge the king was surprising, even for him. LeBron is widely considered one of the greatest players of all time, so much so that he's usually regarded as untouchable by his peers. But Brooks apparently violated that unwritten rule.
You sit up there and talk about a brother that's 38 years of age, going on 39, his 20th game into the season in the league, in better shape, still one of the elite players in his game, on the Mount Rushmore or all of basketball, and you are chirping about him? He needs to bust your living you know what.
James opted not to engage in further trash talk, showing little interest in a back and forth with a player whose resume obviously pales in comparison to his own.
I don't want to talk much more. Tomorrow's going to be a great game. I'm not here for the bull. I'm ready to play, and that's it. I appreciate it.
He did, however, confront Brooks during warm-ups before Game 3. With the series tied 1-1, all eyes were on the two players. The game started, and Brooks was booed every time he touched the ball. The Lakers dominated the first quarter, finishing with a score of 35-9, the largest first-quarter lead in NBA playoff history. The Grizzlies struggled to recover from such a deficit. The situation even got worse for Brooks just 17 seconds into the second half.
By Brooks to James is unnecessary and excessive. He's been issued a flagrant foul penalty too and has been ejected from the game.
Wow. When he was ejected for a low blow on James. Brooks attempted to challenge James full court, but ended up hitting him in the groin during a swipe, causing James to fall in pain. The officials reviewed the play and deemed it a flagrant foul penalty too, thus an automatic ejection. The crowd reacted with cheers and jeers as Brooks left the court. The Grizzlies eventually lost 111-101, falling behind 2-1 in the series. LeBron certainly let his game do the talking, finishing with 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. Brooks, meanwhile, was of little help, with only 7 points on 3 of 13 shooting in 19 minutes. After the game, he declined an interview request, but later claimed that the media and fans making him a villain played a role in his ejection. James chose not to comment on whether Brooks deserved a suspension, avoiding several questions about the conflict. However, the most intense emotion James displayed throughout the postseason came in Game 4, when he scored game-sealing and won over Dillon. LeBron had already finished a game-tying layup in the final seconds of regulation to send the game into overtime. In overtime, he got downhill with Brooks defending him and finished through contact, letting out a loud yell and flex as the Lakers took a decisive 3-1 series lead.
Dillon Brooks picks up James. He wanted James. He gets him. James drives. James is fouled! And one! LeBron!
He recorded 22 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists that night. And for the second straight game, Brooks declined speaking to the media after a loss. Although the Grizzlies managed to win Game 5 at home, the Lakers proceeded to blow out Dillon's team by 40 points in Game 6 advancing to the second round of the NBA playoffs. James got the last laugh on Instagram, sharing several highlights from the Lakers' Game 6 win, including a spectacular two-handed reverse dunk. He captioned the post with a viral freestyle from rapper Mystical. "If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear." That was a clear message to Brooks. It's probably better not to mess with the king. James later followed up with a tweet featuring lyrics from Jay-Z's song Trouble. The aftermath of Brooks' comments seemed to unravel quickly, affecting both him and his team. He struggled on the court and was booed constantly, criticized in the press, and mocked on social media.
Did y'all see the accolades they posted?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. They did him wrong on that.
That's
what he get.
That's literally.
His poor performances throughout the series, including multiple games with less than 10 points, failed to back up his trash talk.
Maybe not. Dillon Brooks should hope he ain't gonna play 20. He should hope he has a career half as long as LeBron James. Forget being as productive. We know that's not gonna happen. But
ultimately, the second-seeded Grizzlies faced a crushing defeat at the hands of the seventh-seeded Lakers, the worst-case scenario for the team. This disastrous series played a big role in Memphis's decision not to re-sign Brooks that offseason.
Shams dropped the following tweet about Brooks' future in Grind City this morning. Said the Memphis Grizzlies have informed pending free agent Dillon Brooks that he will not be brought back under any circumstances.
He ended up joining the Houston Rockets as part of a sign-and-trade deal. But did he regret his words?
No. That's who I am. I don't regret it. I'm a competitor.
Trash talking in itself is rarely a problem. But, as Brooks himself put it, he poked a bear. Certain players shouldn't be given extra motivation, and Dillon did just that, fueling his efforts to knock out Memphis from the playoffs. James delivered impressive stats with 22.2 points, 11.2 rebounds, and 5.2 assists per game in the series. His experience and ability to brush off what he called the bullshit highlighted the difference between him and Brooks, who again made his life more difficult through his words and actions. In the end, Dillon Brooks learned a hard lesson. Don't mess with a legend like LeBron James, especially when it might cost you your spot on the team. What started as a simple trash-talking battle ended in a humbling experience for Brooks and a reminder to everyone in the league. LeBron James is still the boss. But what do you think? Did Dillon Brooks' trash talk cross the line? Or was it all just part of the game? Let us know in the comments below. Even with such an intense rivalry, it's safe to assume this won't be the last chapter in the LeBron James versus Dillon Brooks saga. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.